The sun was shining, birds were singing, it was one of those perfect days that made you feel like nothing could go wrong. A beautiful day for a plane crash. Just kidding. Or am I? But seriously, it was a nice day. The kind of day that makes you want to take to the skies and explore the world. People were going on vacation. They were excited. Families, friends, and solo travelers all looking forward to their destinations. They didn't know they were about to plummet towards Earth. The joy and anticipation would soon turn into sheer terror. Our story follows Flight 237, a big old hunk of metal with wings. It was supposed to be a routine flight. Inside, we've got a cast of characters more wacky and diverse than a Peter Griffin fever dream. Each with their own quirks and stories. There's Agnes, the elderly woman who clips her nails on the plane. She's been doing it for years, much to the annoyance of her fellow passengers. Steve, the businessman, who won't stop talking about his deals. He's convinced he's about to close the biggest deal of his life. And little Timmy, who's just excited to see his grandma. He's been counting down the days for this trip. Little does Timmy know he's gonna see her real soon, in the afterlife. The unexpected twist of fate awaits them all. The plane takes off, smooth sailing for now. Passengers settle in. The hum of the engines is almost soothing, a gentle reminder that they are leaving their worries behind, at least for a while. The sky is clear, and the horizon stretches out infinitely, promising new adventures and possibilities. Some read, some sleep. The cabin is filled with a quiet buzz of activity, each passenger lost in their own world. Books are opened, pages turned, and dreams begin to take shape behind closed eyelids. Some stare blankly into the abyss, contemplating the futility of existence. The endless sky outside the window serves as a canvas for their thoughts, a place where they can project their deepest fears and hopes. You know, typical airplane stuff. Stewardesses do their thing, coffee is spilled. The clatter of the beverage cart is a familiar sound, a small disruption in the otherwise tranquil environment. Awkward small talk is made, everything seems normal, too normal. Conversations are stilted, filled with polite laughter and forced smiles. It's the kind of normalcy that feels almost eerie, like the calm before a storm. But wait, what's that sound? A strange rattling? It cuts through the ambient noise, a jarring note that doesn't belong. It's faint at first, then grows louder. The passengers exchange worried glances, the unease spreading like a ripple through the cabin. A collective unease settles over the passengers. The once soothing hum of the engines now feels ominous, a reminder of their vulnerability. Except for Gary, who's passed out drunk in row 12. He's good. Oblivious to the growing tension, he snores softly, lost in his own world. The pilots, Captain Kirk and his trusty sidekick Spock, try to remain calm. They exchange a glance, each trying to read the other's thoughts. Probably just a loose screw, Kirk says, chuckling nervously. Famous last words. The tension in the cockpit is palpable, a stark contrast to the forced calm in their voices. Suddenly the plane lurches, people scream, luggage flies. Agnes's dentures end up in Steve's coffee. It's chaos. The rattling intensifies, becoming a deafening roar. The fasten seatbelt sign flashes ominously, like anyone's unbuckling now. Captain Kirk wrestles with the controls. Spock frantically flips through the manual. It appears we have a situation, Spock states calmly, as if reading a grocery list. Kirk shoots him a look. No kidding, Spock. Passengers panic. Tears flow. Prayers are whispered. Timmy just wants his juice box. Section 4. Falling from the sky. The inevitable happens. The engine explodes. Fire engulfs the wing. The plane nosedives. The once serene sky is now a chaotic scene of disaster. The passengers are thrown into a state of panic as the plane plummets towards the ground. It's all downhill from here, folks. The descent is rapid and unforgiving. The ground rushes up to meet them with terrifying speed. Screams turn to desperate pleas. The cabin is filled with the sounds of fear and despair. People are clutching their loved ones, hoping for a miracle. Time seems to slow down. Every second feels like an eternity as the plane continues its uncontrolled descent. The moments stretch out, filled with dread and uncertainty. Agnes regrets that last pack of peanuts. She clutches the empty packet, wishing she had made a different choice. Her mind races with thoughts of what could have been. Steve wishes he'd spent more time with his goldfish. Memories of his little aquatic friend flood his mind, bringing a bittersweet smile to his face amidst the chaos. Timmy finally gets his juice box, but it's splattered all over his face. The sticky mess is a stark contrast to the gravity of the situation, a small, almost comical tragedy in the midst of disaster. Captain Kirk, ever the optimist, grabs the intercom. His calm demeanor is a beacon of hope in the storm of panic. "Well, folks," he says, his voice surprisingly steady, "this is it. Any last words?" A beat of silence. The passengers hold their breath, waiting for what comes next. Then, from the back of the plane, a voice cries out, "I had the chicken!" The tension breaks for a moment, replaced by a surreal sense of camaraderie in the face of impending doom. Section 5. The aftermath. The plane crashes, it's not pretty. Twisted metal, fire, the smell of jet fuel and regret. Miraculously, some survived. Agnes, her dentures still in Steve's coffee, crawls out of the wreckage. Steve, covered in juice and peanut dust, limps behind her. And Timmy? Let's just say Grandma's got a new guardian angel. The crash makes headlines, investigations are launched. Blame is thrown around like a hot potato. But in the end, it's a reminder. Life is short. Cherish every moment. Don't clip your nails on airplanes, and for the love of God, always fly first class.